You are now listening to Mad Ronald Radio. Warning, warning. The internet is now on lockdown. The internet is now on lockdown. Mad Ronald Radio, www.madronaldradio.net.
All right, who is that?
It's me, man. How you doing, OG?
All is well, man. All is well, man. What it be like? How you
Put the
doing?
light on. You got to show your face to the honor. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. You got people online, man, that's listening, man. Introduce yourself. Where you checking in from?
Right, Tampa, Florida, 813.
All right, man. Hey, you know, I got Mad Ronald Radio up and going, right? I got a podcast radio going on, right?
Nah, I ain't know that. I ain't know.
Yeah, man. Mad Ronald Radio, man. www.madronaldradio.net. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So you know what I mean. Check it out, man. I got some good stuff. Some of the stuff that I use for my live stream that when I'm talking on here, I'm using on that
Right.
audio also. So don't be surprised if you say something phenomenal. You might hear yourself on a podcast because I'm utilizing a lot of this information. You know what I'm saying? I got somebody
Right,
over
sir.
here on Instagram. Too Strong Stony says checking in from Delaware. Dub. All right, homie. What's up, man? What's going on in Delaware, man? So, hey, man, tell me something, man. I got a good topic to discuss, right?
Yes, sir.
Now you in Florida, right? So how far are you from where they killed Ahmaud Arbery at? You know what I'm talking
Where
about?
he got killed? No, I'm saying where he in Florida? He got killed in Florida?
He was in Georgia, but I know Georgia's near Florida. That was the young dude that was jogging. You heard about that, right?
Oh, talking about just now, the white man killed him on the internet.
He was killed in February, but they just now showed the video.
Why? We about 8 hours from Georgia.
Oh, okay, so you on the other side of the state, huh? That's kind of
Yes, sir.
That's kind of fucked up, man. I was watching that. I seen the news today. I said, man, that's kind of fucked up, man. You know, it's like they don't even value the life of a black man no more. Shit, it's crazy. I mean, it's still shit. So how far are you from where Trayvon Martin was killed?
That ain't nothing but about 2 hours and change. Sanford, that's in Sanford. That what happened in Sanford right there.
Right. So yeah, I mean, y'all got clan down there. Am I right?
Florida messed up. Mr. Ronald. It's messed up down here.
Yeah, I know it is, man. I just trip off. I was watching the news today. I was like, damn, that's kind of fucked up because they actually got the shit on video, and they showed when the dude shot him with the shotgun. And there was 3 white men, and he was jogging down the street. And the crazy thing about all of that basically is that when I was tripping off of it, the thing that blew me away about it all was the fact that he's jogging down the street, the man jumped out on him with a shotgun, he fighting the man got a shotgun. Now, motherfucker jump out with a gun. They say a human being has 3 different reactions in those kind of situations. It's fight, flight, or flee. No, it's fight, flight, or freeze, right? Now,
right.
The man got a shotgun on him. He ain't got no choice, and you know he might not live through this situation, so he's fighting for his life. You know, they're showing it in the video. And the interesting thing about it that I see here while I'm watching this video is that this man, he just jogging. They saying that he looked in the window or some shit like that there, right? These motherfuckers ain't the police. So the interesting
it ain't showed none of that.
Huh? No.
It ain't showed none of that.
The only thing that was on video was when they stopped him and he fought with the white dude and the white dude shot him. But the funny part about it is that now this is the fucked up part. You know that nobody's been arrested, and that happened in February.
February, just past 2020.
It happened in February. Nobody was arrested, right? And I just read something on it where the DA said that his aggressive nature was what got him killed. I said that's some fucked up shit. Because
this shit's fucked up.
Well, if we reverse this, man, and we look at this from a level where if we got 3 black men and we kill a white man, all our asses going to jail. And we ain't You know what I
That's
mean.
fact.
That's
That's
crazy.
fact.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's fucked up because of the fact that it's just crazy because the deck is stacked against a motherfucker like it is. Then at the same time, with the judicial system being what it is, it's like a motherfucker can't win. You know what I'm saying? And then when we weigh this out and we view this, right? We can look at this
Right.
shit here. They didn't even have a stand your ground statute to protect them. The reality of this was that what they was doing, they was on some vigilante shit. They called it citizen's arrest, and they trying to say burglary didn't have anything on him pertaining to a burglary. He didn't take nothing. He didn't have nothing. He took out nobody's house. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like, you know what it reminded me of when I heard about it? You ever heard of Donald Byrd?
No, I ain't never heard of him, sir.
Donald Byrd was killed in Texas. It was a while back, right? That's the one when the white boys killed him. The white people beat him up, and then they tied a fucking rope around his neck and tied the other end of the rope to the pickup truck.
Oh, talk about with the loud music, about the loud music thing.
No, not that one. Not the young dude that they killed with the loud music. This was a while back. This was some Klan shit down in Texas. See, that type of shit is still happening. You know what I mean? And it's crazy to me because of the fact that when I'm looking at all of this here, the greater aspect that I have of this is the fact that, man, motherfuckers don't have a realization that, once again, I say this all the time, and you might even heard me say this before if you've been watching me on the live, that I always tell them the black man is the most hated, most hunted, and most wanted motherfucker on the face of the earth. And the things that we got to deal with is crazy, because you don't hear about no other race of motherfucker would just get killed like that because of the color of his skin. You see what I'm saying? And then,
Right.
like the way that things are, you can't even get it justified. You can't get justice in a courtroom. You know, we live in a state. You know, they say we're in America, but goddamn, what the fuck? Once again, I said before, how you gonna love America when America ain't loving motherfuckers back? You see what I'm saying? And it's just crazy. You know what I mean? We living in a whole nother space, man, where it's like it's wild, man. You know what I mean? But like I say, a lot of this that y'all hear. Like right now that I'm doing my live stream right now, you're gonna hear some of this on my podcast, because I'm taking a lot of using it on the podcast, so you might hear yourself on the podcast. You feel what I'm saying? So you know what I mean. Remember, man, Mad Ronald Radio, man. Don't forget that.
I'ma log in, tune in.
Yeah. Don't forget Mad Ronald Radio, man. I'm gonna be doing live streaming from over there. Then at the same time, you know what I mean, I'm posting stuff. I'm posting content over there now. You know what I mean? I'm just building up that space. You know what I mean? I'm trying to utilize my voice in a productive way. You know what I mean? And try to be somewhat as something that can assist and help our people. Because no matter what the situation is, you know, just by reading the news today, it shows that we ourselves, we need more help than a little bit. You know what I mean? We don't even know where we at in the world. The world is so fucked up that it's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, you know what I mean, man, as well. You in the South. I'm pretty sure that you witnessed racism down there. Have you ever witnessed racism in the South or experienced it?
All the time right here in Florida. Right here in Tampa, Florida, it's always racist stuff going on. But it had been falling back now because people been standing up. Our people, black, been standing up on it. It be the officers, the same thing, but just human as us, like white people, just normal, I'm going to say Caucasian colors, they don't be with all that, hey, nigga, this, and this. You got to go to the country, certain parts for that. But in the city, it ain't none of that.
Right. I understand exactly what you mean, because of the fact that those that are most secluded are going to be those that are most racist because they're not exposed to others. There's such a word as xenophobia. And xenophobia just means fear of strangers, right? But if you're in a space where you just among your own, you know, the only way that you yourself are capable of reacting to this fear of strangers getting around others is through demonstration of hate and aggression because of fear. You know, it's a funny thing. Have you ever heard this from a person before? You ever heard a person just come out of nowhere and make a statement like, if anybody fuck with me, I'm going to do this? You ever heard anything like that before?
All the time.
You know why? You know they do that out of fear, right? Because in reality, within the minds of everyone else, nobody's even taking into consideration committing any kind of harmful act to this person, right? But the thing about it is that even though nobody's taking into consideration of committing a harmful act to this person is in fear of someone committing a harmful act to them. You understand what I mean? So they will try to put on their mean mug. They're gonna try to look crazy as they want to look. They're gonna talk crazy as they want to talk. Because you see a lot of them people like that there, and then you'll see somebody slap the shit out of them and they'll run down the street. But in reality, a shield is only that what they got as far as trying to show people who they are and what they are. You understand what I mean? It's kind of crazy, though, man. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, though, man, I'm gonna let you go because I got other people trying to get in here, man, and trying to get on live stream with me. I'm gonna let you go, homie. What's your name again?
Bezo Barney. My name real Boniface Covert. My real name Boniface Covert, but they call me Bezo.
Hey, hold on, wait. Give. I want you to give Mad Ronald Radio a shout. Give a shout out to Mad Ronald Radio, man.
Shout out to Mad Ronald Radio, man. Y'all tune in to it, and it's definitely real, and it's inspiring for everybody.
All right, homie. You have a good one, man. Be safe, man.
Yeah. All right. Big 20 love.
For sure. All right, y'all. I'm back, man. Once again, man, I was tripping off of the situation that took place in Florida, man. You know, they just not showing the video where they show in the pickup truck, man. And it was kind of wild to me simply because of the fact that the shit's kind of crazy, man. A black motherfucker don't stand a chance, man. You know, and I say this all the time, man. Black motherfuckers the most hated, most hunted, and most wanted motherfucker on the face of the earth, man. And the bad thing about it is, man, we more hated by our own than anybody else. You see what I'm saying? And that's the crazy thing about it, man. You know what I mean? We more hated by our own people than we are by anybody else, man. But somewhere through here, man, we got to seek change. You see what I'm saying? And I mean that, man. We got to seek change, man. We got to try to make, somehow, some way, this shit got to get better. You see what I'm saying? Somehow, some way, this shit got to get better, man. I don't know. We got to teach. We got to educate. Something, man. You know what I mean? When you got a dude, man, that just simply taking a jog in his own community or wherever he lives at, and at the same time he's doing this here, and he's intercepted by two or three white men. I think it was three of them because one of them made the video. But he's intercepted by these Caucasian guys, and these guys here, one of them jumps out with a shotgun. I mean, if a motherfucker jump out with a shotgun on me, automatically, you know, it's fight, flight, or flee. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Is fight, flight, or freeze. And the crazy thing about that is that, man, when we look at this here, man, we got to look at this on a level to where we have to educate our children. Because this shit is happening rampantly, man. You know what I mean? And when I say it's happening rampantly, I mean it. Because our young people are in danger. This dude's 25 years old, man. Shit, I got my kids are older than that. I got a fucking kid 25 years old. Shit, my kids are older than this. And the crazy thing about it is that when we're looking at this on a grand scale, man, it's like, I said this last night when I was on live, that it's like, as black people, man, we got to have a talk with our kids. And it's like when a kid is old enough to stay away overnight or come back home at night, we have to have the talk with them. And the talk that we have to have with them is not sex. We got to have the talk with them about, if you encounter the police department, what is it that you need to do in order to return home safely and come out of this situation in a way that, you know what I mean, just safe, and you don't turn around and run and get shot. You don't do no crazy ass shit like start talking shit and fuck around and have the police try to arrest you. You know, you got to be conscious of what you do. But that training starts at home. You know what I mean? And that's serious. We really have to think about that, man. You know what I'm saying? And we really got to take that in consideration, man. We got to think about this here. And for those that got kids that have never considered having this talk, then maybe you should be having that talk with your kids. See, I'm looking at the guy, you know what I mean, Ahmaud Arbery, and I see Oscar Grant, who was killed up in Oakland in the BART station. I see Trayvon Martin, who was killed in Florida. You see what I'm saying? I see all this injustice because it's all the same. And our people are inflicted with this on a regular basis. The district attorney who's handling that case made a statement somewhere that I read in the newspaper. I read in an article online somewhere where he said that Ahmaud Arbery's aggressive nature got him killed. How the fuck does a man got an aggressive nature when you jump out the car on him and you have a big ass shotgun in your hand? the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm in fear of my life. I don't know how anybody else acts, but if you pull a gun on me, I'm gonna be a whole nother motherfucker, and we're gonna be going through some other shit. So that is why it seems crazy to me. You know what I mean? On the overall level, when I evaluate things for what they are, and I'm very analytical about what I think and what I see. I'm a critical thinker. See, something about me is that I spent a lot of time sitting in a classroom. I was a philosophy major. Part of philosophy was critical thinking. So whenever I myself see these type of situations, I have to dissect the situation to the very primal instinct of the whole thing. And at the same time, I'm looking at this like these white people wouldn't have did this to a white man. There's no way in this world they would have done this to a white man. So you know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy to even consider and to think about. You know what I mean? And it's kind of wild. But I also understand that that's in the South, man. The South is different. Remember, they just killed the brother down there on death row for they killed that man on death row for a murder that took place. I can't think of his name. Somebody tell me his name. But they killed him for a murder that took place. And they said that he lured the police officer, I guess, to wherever he was at to get murdered, to be killed, right? But this is the funny thing about that. The motherfucker that committed the murder is still alive. So how does that work? We're looking at a system that's ass backwards. I'm happy I live in LA because it ain't justified here neither for us. But goddamn, I don't have to deal with all that crazy ass bullshit. I mean, and I mean that, man. But see, racism, homie, they don't got on. They ain't wearing white hoods. The motherfuckers is wearing police uniforms. See, and then at the same time, it's funny because of the fact that when a black man gets killed, there's no value. I equate life with equality and value to every human being being the same. I grew up in a lifestyle where people were being murdered on a regular basis. I come out of a lifestyle where we lived like World War III. And I mean, really, every day wasn't nothing but running and gunning. That's the way we live. So now I'm looking at things on a whole nother level, from a whole nother aspect. And when I say that, I had to appreciate life. I got to appreciate living. But for me to appreciate life and appreciate living, I got to appreciate everybody else's life. And I got to respect their rights to live. So that means if you black, white, Mexican, Chinese, whatever the fuck you are, that don't mean I gotta fuck with you, but I respect your right to live. But it's hard being black because motherfuckers don't respect the right of a black man to live. And that's a hard motherfucking case. You see what I'm saying? And when we look at this for what it is, and we view this on an overall level, man, it's like I said before, you know what I mean? It's like motherfuckers are still enslaved. But we won't realize this until we ourselves come to terms of liberating our own minds. See, and this is, I'm gonna be real with y'all. 99.9% of y'all consider yourselves niggas, right? Your inner thought creates the outer you. That nigga that you see yourself as, that's that same nigga that white man sees you as. You think you claim a word and have empowerment in a word that has so much fucking degradation and humiliation attached to it. But at the same time, you that same white man that nigga sees you. I mean, you the same nigga that white man sees you as. And when I say it like that, that mean that white man don't see you as a human being. That white man don't view you as being a motherfucker of flesh and blood that's breathing the same air that he's breathing. You know what I mean? In his reality, you still a motherfucking slave. And I mean, and the way that I view this, you see what I'm saying? My view of these things is that my actual view of these things is something that's kind of interesting, something that's kind of complex. Because of the fact that, you know, being that I've been where I've been, done what I've done, and I'm where I'm at, I can see right now, you know what I mean, that maybe all the shit wasn't right that took place. But then at the same time, we do have the opportunity to empower ourselves, educate ourselves, because we got to prepare for the next wave. You know, the next wave of the youth is coming along. We can't raise a bunch of niggas and bitches. Put it like that there. We got all our young men, all our young black men. They want to run around and have their pants sagging with their asses hanging out. All our young women, they want to run around and twerk and have their asses hanging out. Don't ask me why, I don't understand it. You know what I mean? When I was young, there was things that we went through also. But at the same time, I'm looking at the world for what it is right now. See, we're in a time right now, man, where every time it seems like we're moving forward, a situation happens where they show our asses that you ain't doing nothing but taking a couple steps backwards. And that's something to remember. That's something to remember. Because of the fact that no matter who the fuck you think you are, you really ain't nobody in this shit here. You know what I'm saying? But what we need to be doing is we need to be empowering ourselves. See, once again, the motherfucking power is in your pocket. That's the only power you got. And I ain't talking about your gun. I'm talking about your money. I'm talking about economics. I'm talking about building as black people. I'm talking about empowering ourselves as black people. I'm talking about buying up the fucking real estate. You want to get some respect from a motherfucker, buy up the real estate. Because now when they step on the block, now these motherfuckers come to you talking about rent something. They got to come to a black motherfucker, no matter what color they are. There's always the other way around. We got to go to them for something. And my point that I'm making is simple. You know what I mean? I look at this on the level to where it's like, man, we ourselves need to be striving for something a little bit better and something a little bit greater. You know what I mean? We have to work on, you know, just being better with this shit, man. Because like I say, it's 2020, man. They still gunning motherfuckers down unjustifiably. And what's fucked up about a black motherfucker getting killed unjustifiably is that when they kill a black man unjustifiably, the motherfucking judicial system, the district attorney, the city attorney, the fucking police, all these other motherfuckers, they justify on behalf of the motherfucker that did the shooting. And the fucked up thing about that is if we look at this Ahmaud Arbery situation, this shit happened in motherfucking February. There's nobody in jail for this. No one has been arrested for this. That shit happened in February. I'm like, God damn, what kind of world we living in, man? You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I got some people here trying to get in with me, man. Let me see. Can I get who else want to join me on the live chat? Let's see here, man. I see. Okay, no answer. All right, y'all can jump in on the live chat with me, man. I start rambling a little bit and start. You know what I mean? I be on one sometimes, but you know at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing but love, man. You know what I'm saying? I just, you know, I try to utilize my platform in a means and a way of being productive and constructive. I don't want to sit here if you're going to sit and listen and watch and be acting like a goddamn clown and be a fucking buffoon. If I'm going to do anything, I'm going to try to be as productive as I can be and as creative as I can be. I don't want to be sitting here talking to y'all and I'm talking like a goddamn idiot. You understand what I'm saying? I want to do my best to be able to talk to y'all in a means and a way of, you know, trying to something to grow on, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's necessary to support. You know. And shit, let me see here, man. Did that go through? That was what's that? Polo Vive on Facebook. I tried to add you. Let me see. I'm trying again. I try to add you, man, but I try to add you. Let me see here, man. I got a lot of people jumping, trying to get in here with me. I try to add you, man, but nothing happened. Shit. I try that Polo Vive. I try to add you, man. But shit, I don't know. But once again, like I'm saying to you guys, man, and when I get done, you know what y'all do? Y'all go and y'all start y'all watch parties. Share this video, man. Let motherfuckers hear this shit here because it's very important. See, and I say that because of the fact that the information is not being fed properly to the people. And we ourselves, man, we have to be able to share information. So you know what I mean? When I say that, when I'm talking about sharing information, I'm talking about being on a level to where, you know what I mean? I'm trying to uplift my people, homie. I'm trying to uplift a motherfucking nation of people. You know what I mean? And that's important. You know what I mean? Jason Lucci Wells say much love and respect. I can't believe I'm able to actually listen and hear the wisdom and learn from a real big homie, from a young dove to a big homie, Dove Love. Hey, homie, that's all I'm here for, man. I'm here to educate, man. You know what I mean? And the problem with it is that there's not enough of that. There's too many big homies out here that's exploiting the game and taking advantage of those that's looking up to them. You know, myself personally, man, you know, I grew up in a family structure and I got brothers and we're all from the same set. So the thing about all of us, I've been together. I mean, what's up, man?
Man, we're rolling.
All right, man. Well, introduce yourself.
Hey, But 3 for NAB Westside Rolling 20s, man. Mad love and loyalty for all my Dove and Dovettes.
Where you checking in
Marriage
from?
to myself, my hood, and every breakaway thing. The NAB
Where you checking in
Westside
from?
Rolling 20 for life and after. Whoop, whoop.
Hey, where you checking in from?
Cordell, Georgia.
Cordell, Georgia. How far are you away from where that shooting took place?
Can you say that again?
How far are you away from where they killed the dude that was jogging in Georgia? Ahmaud Arbery. How far are you away from there? You heard about that?
Yeah, I'm like 2 hours away from it. Like 2 hours.
You're like 2 hours away. Does that have an impact on the community down there?
Man, it did. Like, I've been talking about that for the longest, man. Like, I feel like, I don't know what all I can do about it, but I feel like it's saying we can just push up and just try to make a difference about it, man. Like, this shit happen too often in our hood, and at the same time, it's black people that happen, and the white people, they get away with it. Like, come on, bro. Like,
right, exactly.
The shit happened in February, but they just not trying to make something happen about it because the video, it ain't took the video for something to happen. It took the video for somebody trying to make justice happen. Now, it'd have been the other way around, man. Them folks been locked up in January when it first happened.
Right, exactly. I said if two black men would approach a white man and they would shot a white man like that, their ass would have been in jail immediately.
Man, they'd have been in jail that same day. Oh God, they'd been in jail that same day. It wouldn't have took no video to surface or nothing. They could have just said a black man shot out and that'd have been in jail. So you don't
Exactly. And that's my view of things. I'm looking at that like, man, it's crazy because of the injustice that goes along with this here, man. I follow those type of events, right? And the thing about it is that, man, I follow these events and I'm watching, I see the news. And I'm at a point now where I'm just waiting for the next one to happen. You understand what I mean? I see it so much that I'm like, God damn, and it's crazy, man. Young dude, shit, you ain't safe in your own community, man. You know what I mean? But then at the same time, I say this also. They say that freedom ain't free, man. You know what I mean? And I agree with that. You know what I mean? Because of the fact that sometimes, man, I believe, in the South, I know it's way different than it is here. Because y'all still got active Klan down there.
Oh, yeah, more definitely. And I seen that in my hood probably like, I want to say 2 weeks ago, I was at work. By the time I got at work, I got to check my phone. I seen somebody took pictures of it. So I'm like, you'll take pictures of the Klan posting up in your hood, but if a different gang posts up in your hood, you're going to shoot them. But you want to shoot the Klan for posting up in your hood. Like, come on, bro. Y'all got to do better. Like, not y'all, but we, us black people, we got to do better as that.
Well,
we got to do better.
I'm going to tell you one of the biggest problems is that it's that black people are so motherfucking brainwashed that we can look at each other and we can see a black man look at another black man as his enemy, but he don't look at this white man as his enemy. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to sit here and villainize all white people, but I'm going to say white people with the intent to do harm because of the color of a motherfucker's skin. You understand what I'm saying? The way the law works is that intent is somewhere in the area of about 9/10 of the law, and you can be convicted on that. So that means that if a person's intent is to do harm to another person because of the color of their skin, then that means that right there might call for an aggressive action. That might call for somebody you might have to call the homies and say, we need to get moving right now because this is shit that need to be done. You know what I mean? And it's kind of wild when we think about it like that there, but the reality of that is that, people would just ask backwards. You know what I mean? See, once again, man, we've been so brainwashed. I remember something. Willie Lynch. Remember that Willie Lynch syndrome, man? They made us so we can't trust each other. You know what I'm saying? It's the dark against the light. It's the motherfucking old against the young. Hey, now it's the red against the blue. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, throughout all of this and for all that experience, you know what I'm saying? What the bigger picture to this is actually, we ourselves somewhere through here, man, we got to wake up and we got to unify. You know what I mean? See, I look at the blood and the Crip situation, right? And my evaluation of the blood and the Crip situation is that it ain't nothing wrong with motherfuckers claiming what they claim because we ain't nothing but who we are from where we from. See, in LA, we're geographical. So I grew up in a space, and in that space, there was something that existed in that space, and there's a history to that there. Same time, somebody that's a Crip, they grew up where they grew up, and there's a history to that. But that don't mean that we ourselves have a hatred for one another. What that means is that we have to respect one another because these are our politics. See what I'm saying? This is our culture. See, when you get older than me, it ain't your gang. It ain't a gang thing. I'm too goddamn old to be running around talking about a gang. You know what I mean? I explain to people on a regular basis that blood is my culture. So as it being my culture, that means that I have the ability to be able to speak against the violence and all the bullshit because it's important. Because somewhere through here in the future, what we're going to be is we're going to be like the motherfucking dinosaurs. And to see another black motherfucker, you have to go to a museum. And he's going to be standing underneath a street sign from wherever they got him from. And there's going to be there's going to be a story or a plaque that say these motherfuckers once roamed the earth. And the crazy thing about that is that, you know, we got to wake up because shit, we motherfuckers are making children and they coming up thinking it's cool. You know what I mean? And it's a crazy world, man. You know what I mean? Hey, but anyway, though, homie, I got other people trying to get in, man. I'm going to let you go, homie. Hey, be safe. Hey, Mad Ronald Radio, man. I told you heard about that?
All right, bro, man, mad side, man.
Hey, you heard about Mad Ronald Radio?
Yeah, I just got down, you know, tuned in with all that. Yeah, I'm on the night.
Wait. Real, give a shout out to Mad Ronald Radio. I want a shout out from the Mad Ronald Radio. Wait, what you say now? I said I want a shout out for Mad Ronald Radio because Mad Ronald, y'all gonna hear this audio on Mad Ronald Radio.
Oh yeah, hey man, y'all check out Mad Ronald Radio, man. Do that.
All right, homie, you be safe, man. Have a good one.
All right, you do the same, man.
All right.
This has been a Mad Ronald Radio Network production. Please like, subscribe, and share our content. Be on the lookout for upcoming guests and podcasts, and also our live stream and live broadcast. Mad Ronald Radio Network podcasts and shows can be found on Spotify, iHeart, and iTunes. You are tuned in to OG Mad Ronald. This is Mad Ronald Radio. I would like to thank you for tuning in. What would podcast radio be without Mad Ronald Radio?
You're through. You hired these mugs, they missed, now you're through. If you ain't out of town by tomorrow morning, you won't never leave it except in a pine box. I'm taking over this territory. From now on, it's mine.
www.madronaldradio.net